Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Episode 111 of the Endless Endeavor podcast. And kind of the theme for the last month has been a lot of solo episodes. This is going to be our last solo episode before we go back into having fun interviews and meeting cool people. But like I said last week, it's because I have been hammering the range and getting ready for Guns and Geese Pacific Northwest, which takes place next weekend. And so super excited for that. This is our first inaugural event up here in Washington State. And, we're just kind of doing it as a test run, make sure logistically everything works out and that the facility that we built is going to be able to work out in the way that we anticipate that it will. And I mean, obviously I don't see any issues just arising out of fucking ether. But at the same time, you never know. Things never go as planned. I mean, isn't that the number one rule of a plan? What's the number one rule of any plan? Is that it goes to shit. And so we're really taking the time to get everything logistically set up and everything squared away. And I'm super excited. Additionally to Guns and Geese, Training Northwest, go check them out on Instagram. My ranger buddy, Tobin Folk, who's been on the podcast a handful of times, started this company, Training Northwest, and he's a partner with me out here. And we're going to start running all kinds of different firearm courses. And then we want to expand into, some medical stuff, some land nav stuff, and just basic infantryman tactics that a lot of people are lacking. Everybody thinks that shooting is the foundational element of being a warrior or being prepared. And the reality of it is shooting is a small part of it. Obviously, we need to be very proficient with our tools. And that is why I'm an advocate of training and shooting. And we run shooting courses, right? But don't allow the spotlight to just be shined on one aspect of it. As an infantryman, obviously, our health and our fitness is probably the true foundational element. You have to have a body that works and you have to have a body that can fucking push and go. After that, now we can start to hone skill sets and learn things and develop SOPs and all of those things. And so we've taken the time to really dissect what needs to happen out there. We chose a very strategic location of the range that has a good backdrop. It's very secluded. And then the other side of it is it's paired up right next to a big beach on our river. And so it's going to be really cool. We'll be able to go out there, shoot for a couple hours, and then go down to the beach and have a barbecue, a bonfire, and just have some bonding. Our program at Guns and Geese in its inception was a shooting and grappling course. But the more that we go into it, the more we realize it's less and less about shooting and grappling, and it's more and more about camaraderie, team building, relationship building. And so we're going to run with that and we're going to continue to offer that. So any courses that we run, we're going to try and also incorporate some type of just getting out and unplugging and putting your phones away and sitting on a beach or sitting around a campfire and just kind of touching that primal need that we all have. And so, we have, as always, there's a bunch of shit to talk about. I have no shortage of shit to talk about with the way that the world's going. And so that's why I've been enjoying these solo episodes. Really allows me to put a lot of effort into what needs to happen outside of the podcast. But then the podcasts are still very organic and they're flowing well. And I'm having a good time doing these. And as usual, I'm getting a lot of good feedback. So I appreciate it. Like I tell you guys every week, I don't look at this podcast as a platform to direct you or tell you what to do or help you achieve this or that. I look at this podcast as a journey that I walk with you guys. I look at people that enjoy this podcast and enjoy who I am and what I stand for as peers. And it's been fun to be able to create something where it touches a lot of people. And, because I'm on 75 hard right now, I'm actually getting in really good shape. I think I might be approaching the best shape of my entire life. And I'm 41 years old. But people are seeing that, and I'm getting a lot of people writing me and asking me questions about diet and about discipline and what my workout programming is and how often I'm eating this. And it's fucking rad because every single one of us has the power inside of us to motivate others and give them the energy to be able to find success in their own lives. And I know we talk about it all the time, and that's not what this episode is going to be about. But remember, when you incorporate personal excellence in your own lives, what you're really doing is you're incorporating personal excellence into other people's lives that you touch. People see your behaviors, they see your actions, they see your lifestyle. And if it's something that impresses them or something that they aspire to follow in your footsteps, then you're inevitably going to touch their lives too. And I'm seeing that more and more. The more dialed in I get my life, the more discipline I exude, the more tightly ran schedule that I adhere to, other people are noticing. And then other people are reaching out to me and saying, hey man, I've been struggling with this, and what are your ideas on that? And it's fucking cool. Together we're stronger. And like I always tell you guys, I happen to be the dude that built a podcast, but that's a responsibility that we all share. That's why I like to talk about it almost every week. Whatever you do in your life that is going to enrich your life and make you stronger and build your relationships and build your capabilities, make sure that you're sharing that with the right people. It's fucking important. And I think it's more important now than ever, because as we see in every single fucking aspect of our society, it's divide and conquer, divide and conquer, divide and conquer. And so unity is super important right now, especially for people that are aligned with you on most topics, right? Most human beings on planet Earth are not going to be 100% aligned with you. And I'll give you guys an example. Like I'm going out to Kalispell here in a couple months, or September actually, and I'm going to link up with Andy. Andy is a friend of mine. I enjoy training jiu-jitsu with Andy. I enjoy sitting in the cleared hot studio and having good, authentic conversations. Andy's fucking cool guy. He's a cool person. And he's also done a lot of fucking high speed, cool shit. So when I look at a man like Andy, I say, you know what? That's a good person to have in my network. And that doesn't mean that him and I are going to agree on every single fucking last little detail. And that's the bizarre thing about a lot of the right and the conservative movement is we fucking eat our own. And we eat our own, especially when it comes to any of the two-way stuff. I mentioned on my Instagram that I was going to be in Kalispell, and I got a couple messages that's like, oh, you're going to go visit that fucking dude that supports like some red flag law or whatever it is. And here's the deal. I don't even know what they're talking about, but as someone that knows Andy Stump personally and considers him a friend and knows what he's about, guess what? He's more fucking 2A than probably 99% of human beings on planet Earth. All right? He's on your fucking side. He's sponsored by firearm companies. He's an advocate of owning firearms and shooting and training and all that stuff. So in some conversation somewhere, he said something that this person didn't agree with, and it's immediately fuck that guy. And another friend of mine, or I should say kind of an acquaintance is Evan Hafer from Black Rifle. We have a lot of mutual friends from the military, and I've kicked it with him, and I did his podcast and we hung out for a day, and another cool fucking dude. And I can tell you, not only is he a cool dude, he's a cool fucking dude that is on our side. Make no mistake about it. Trust me when I tell you guys, he is on our side. But again, I posted a picture with him or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. And I started getting emails. And they're like, I listened to an interview where Evan said this, so fuck that guy. And it's like, you motherfuckers need to realize something. When you're a public person and everything you say is scrutinized, everything you say is recorded, and not just by like default, but you're putting yourself out there. You're doing interviews, you're doing podcasts, you're in the spotlight. When you're a person and you're living that life like Evan Hafer's living, guess fucking what? You're going to say things, or you might say something that gets misinterpreted, or also you might just have a disagreement with him. That doesn't mean fuck that guy is a piece of shit, because people that fucking just draw hard lines and write people off that are aligned with you and that are on your side because of one sentence that you read from a fucking newspaper article, guys, trust me, it's time to let that shit go. There's a lot more people that offer unity and that offer being like an ally. But if you write everybody off over one little difference, well, guess what? We're going to have a hard time making any progress. And that's exactly what they fucking want. You know, I always say, like, you know what makes me write people off? Fucking hands down, you're not my kind. Get the fuck away from me. Yeah, if they're a pedophile, okay? If they want to fucking touch little kids, we're not the same. We might be aligned on everything else, but if that's where you fucking derive your fucking pleasure from as children, all right, we're not the same. Go fuck yourself. There should be hard lines. And when you carry yourself as a man and you draw those hard lines, it's important. But make sure your hard lines are based on non-negotiables, and you're not just using a bunch of hard lines that end up just alienating everybody from you. I think it's super important to think about, because right now everybody is alienated from everybody, and it's what they fucking want. It's what they want. And so there's two things going on in our country that I'm having a fucking problem with. One is that everybody hates everybody, but it's all fabricated and it's all on your fucking phone and on your computer. When you're out in the world, very rarely do you have these kind of fucking like debates and differences that are fueled by anger and discontent. Very rarely does that happen. But when it does happen, we have to realize something. The people that we are dealing with that are just so far out of alignment with us, that are on the opposite end of the spectrum, that it's like oil and water. We cannot mix with these people. All right. There are people out there like that. Those are the people that I am attributing the fall of our country to. And they're not all these evil elitists that are at the top of the food chain, strategically making everything happen. A lot of them are just shitty people. And at the foundational level of America, just shitty people that are weak, that are fat, that don't take the time to educate themselves, that are aggressive, that are cowardly. And when I say aggressive, I mean in a bullying way, not in a way that's admirable, because aggression can be used in an extremely admirable fashion as well. And so I want to tell you guys a story. And this story is from this week. This happened 3 nights ago. All right. Today is July 27th. We live in a normal neighborhood. We live in a circle. So there's like one road in and out, and then the neighborhood's a big circle. And inside of that circle is a little community park. My daughters have been walking to the park on their own with their dogs for 7 years now, like ever since we fucking lived here, because the park is literally 150 yards up the street, and I'm comfortable with them going up there and playing on the monkey bars and swings, or taking their dogs for walks, all that shit, right? So since we moved here in 2015, I haven't had one incident with anybody related to anything in the neighborhood. 3 nights ago, my youngest, who is 7 now, is walking her miniature Jack Russell Terrier. The dog is, I think, 9 or 10 pounds. Full grown, 9 pounds. And she's at the park, and there's this man there who tells her, "You shouldn't be here with that dog. You need to get out of here." Okay. Why did that man say that to her? What are the circumstances? Why did he come to that conclusion? Why would you tell my 7-year-old to, quote, get out of here? And so first thing she does, she comes through the door, and she's kind of upset. I can see it in her face. And she comes to me and she goes, "A man just told me to get out of here, to leave the park." And there's a little bit of this, the fucking raging warrior in me that's like, I don't need to hear anything else. Off with his head, right? But then I'm also trying to balance being an emotionally balanced person. And I said, okay, well, what was the circumstances? And she said, I was walking Piper, that's her little dog, and he had his dog there, and Piper growled at him and showed her teeth and barked. And I was like, okay, but you had distance. You weren't actually, like, nobody was attacked. Nobody got bit. There's no issues like that. It was simply a small little dog kind of yapping a couple times, and she showed her teeth to his dog. She goes, yes, that's all that happened. And I said, okay, that's just dog life, right? That's dog shit. If your dog's at a park and another dog's at a park and they bark at each other, they show each other their teeth, that's dog shit, right? Now, my last 2 dogs were Belgian Malinois with fucking titanium teeth that were professionally trained in biting human beings. And I got those dogs because I was deployed fucking 6-9 months out of the year. I wanted motherfuckers in my house if anything were to happen when I was on the other side of the world. I understand intimately a dog that is extremely aggressive and a dog that is extremely dangerous. And if you make any fucking mistakes with a dog like that, it can be catastrophic. And I'm not going to lie. It's happened. Yeah, I had my male Malinois for 14 years, and over the course of 14 years, he blasted a couple of my friends. And it was partially, each time was its own set of circumstances. But more often than not, it was because my friends are being idiots, right? But you have to protect people from your fucking monsters, even when they are idiots. And so I understand the inherent need to be extremely responsible as a dog owner. I lived that life the entire time I had Malinois. This is a 9-pound miniature Jack Russell that no man on planet Earth should be intimidated by. It's a fucking joke. The thing's like a little fucking, the size of a teddy bear. And so even if she is growling, so fucking what? Shut the fuck up. So I walk to the park. I say, hey man, come here. I want to talk to you about something. And he is exactly what you would expect. He's probably 47 years old, gigantic fucking belly, love handles, just weak and pale and balding. And it's like everything about him was the image that I was expecting to see. And it's funny too, because as I was heading out, I told my daughter, I said, what does this motherfucker look like? Because I'm going to go down and I'm going to have a conversation with him. And she goes, he's really fat, he's bald, and he's wearing a blue shirt. I was like, all right, good description. I got it. I walk down there and I see him. Hey, come here, man. I'd like to have a talk with you about something. Oh, hey, what's up? Instant bitch energy. Instant bitch energy. And the reason that he gave me instant bitch energy is because he already fucking knew what this was about. Obviously, you tell a little girl to get out of here, and now there's a man saying, hey, I want to talk to you about something. He knew what the fuck's going on. I said, did you just have an altercation with a little 7-year-old girl? No, sir. I don't know what you're talking about. I said, you didn't just tell a little 7-year-old girl that she needed to leave the park. Absolutely not. No way. I said, that's interesting because she described you to a T, to the color of your clothes, to the brown dog with white spots on it that's sitting right fucking next to you. She described you to a T, and this was 4 minutes ago in this park. And you're telling me you had no interaction with her? What are you fucking talking about? Well, I did see her. Yeah, I did see her, but no, I wouldn't say anything to her. I said, that's interesting. And I'm inclined to believe that the reason that you're not saying anything now is because there's a man standing in front of your face and not a 7-year-old girl that's fucking 39 pounds or whatever the fuck she is. She's miniature. She's a tiny little girl. I said, now when her dad's here, trying to figure out what fucking happened, you're just sitting here fucking trembling saying you don't know anything. You don't know anything. And I was like, and I don't fucking buy it. Now I understand that kids can exaggerate things, and I'm not even saying you were in the wrong. Maybe she was behaving in a way that you should have told her to get out of here. But that's why I'm here talking to you now. Nope. I didn't say anything. I said, okay. Then this is how this conversation ends. All right? Because I came down here as a man to speak to another man and try and understand what transpired so we can come to a conclusion. But you're too fucking pussy and you're unwilling to even have a conversation. So I'll let you understand where this conversation's going and my expectations of you in the future. If you talk to my fucking children at all, anymore, the next time you see me, our interaction will be very fucking different. And it will not involve a conversation. It'll involve something that you are not going to fucking enjoy. I promise you. Okay. Take that however you want, right? But I'm serious. You fuck with my kids again? Like, I'm going to fucking smash your teeth out of your face, you fat pussy. And the second I said that, he backs away and goes, that was a threat. That was a threat. Like, you just threatened me. Pulls his phone out of his pocket, 911. There's a guy at the park and he just threatened me. I'm afraid I'm going to get assaulted. I want to go home, but he won't let me leave. I'm stuck here. He's blocking me in, and just goes on this bitch fucking rant of victim fucking pussy. I said, okay, well now it's clear that you're just a fucking lying pussy. So that corroborates everything I needed to know about you. I'm not blocking you from anything, you fucking moron. You're standing at the entrance. I can't get out. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. There's men. These are men. That's a man. That dude has a family. That's someone's husband. That's a head of household. I have a fucking verbal altercation with him that wasn't even that aggressive. And the first thing that fat fucking pussy does is reach into his pocket and call 911 and start just spouting off a bunch of fucking pussy lies. It's unbelievable that men can behave like that. It's unbelievable. What would someone have to do to you to generate a call for service to law enforcement? Now, I understand a property crime, something gets vandalized, like my fucking boat. Those stupid cocksucker meth heads stole a bunch of shit off my boat. I did the investigation. I caught the guys, right? Law enforcement they don't have the resources to do shit anymore. But I then talked to the sheriff's office. I had a report generated. I needed that for insurance purposes, obviously, right? But when it's just a fucking altercation, man versus man, I'm standing in front of you. I can't really think of a situation where I need to call the fucking police. If the dude pulls a gun on me, all right, I have two options. I'm either going to run away and accept that I wasn't prepared to be in a gunfight if I don't have my gun on me. If he pulls a knife on me, like, I'm going to assess how he behaves, and then I'm going to make a decision. And if it's fight or flight. And if I'm in it for the fight and I win or lose, I have to accept that outcome. And if I flee to live and fight another day because I was outgunned or whatever the fuck it is, I have to accept that outcome. I'm not going to fucking call and tell on you. This is why shit never gets resolved anymore. Because we have made a generation of fat fucking pussies the norm. That's what's acceptable now. And no one's accountable. You fucking yelled at a 7-year-old girl, you fat fucking bitch. And you should have to answer to that. You should have to answer to her motherfucking dad. And I should be able to slap you and say, if you talk to my fucking kids again, I'm going to smash your fucking skull in with a hammer. But nope. We don't get any finality out of anything anymore. Conflicts are left unsettled always because he needed an ass beating. That's what he needed. And I'm not going to fucking kill this motherfucker or fucking maim him. But he did deserve open hand slap across the fucking face and say, get on your fucking knees and apologize to my fucking girl. That's what should have happened. But nope, you can't act like a fucking man anymore. And our country is where it's at because no one gets their fucking ass beat anymore. I've talked about it on the show a lot. I'm pro bullying. People that are mean to other people, you know what it does? It makes them resilient. It makes them tough. It makes them feel like, you know what? I don't like being treated like this. I don't like how that altercation went. I don't like how that interaction went. And I'm going to fucking get tough. And I'm not going to take that anymore. Or it makes you accept, guess what? You're a beta fucking cuck. And that's your role in society. But as a beta cuck, you better accept that there are men out there that will fuck you up. And out of self-preservation, you conduct yourself in a manner where you aren't having altercations with those men. That's how the world's fucking worked since the beginning of time. And now you can have fat fucking pussies be confrontational with men like us. And then when you go to embrace that confrontation, they fucking cry and call the police. Like, you motherfucker. So guess what? You're on my terminal list. You can't say that on the air. Greg, that's crazy. Well, the terminal list, if you guys haven't watched that show with Chris Pratt, you should. It's on Amazon Prime and it's cool. It's a Jack Carr book. But that's neither here nor there. The terminal list is basically a list he has that of people that have wronged him, and he's going to get them. But my terminal list won't be executed until after the apocalypse. So there will be no laws. There will be no fucking due process. There won't be shit. But guys like us eliminating people that are on our terminal list. And I can't fucking wait. You've conducted yourself like a fat fucking little bitch your whole fucking life. And you've never had to answer for it. Not one time have you had to answer for it. If you had to answer for it just one time, you wouldn't conduct yourself like that. And so, I went to the gym the next day and I worked out as hard as I fucking could. And I did a 45-minute WOD doing a bunch of mace swings and fucking slam balls, just smashing it into the ground, and a bunch of heavy farmer's carries. And I remember thinking, like, you know what? That fat fucking pussy that has me fired up inside has never once in his life felt how I feel right now. Not one time has he pushed himself to the point that I'm at right now. Not once. He's lived a fucking weak existence his entire fucking life. And he gets to have a say in how my day goes. Since the beginning of time, men like that, just off with your motherfucking head. Off with your fucking head, you fat fucking pussy. But that's the problem. Culture is broken, so men are no longer men. What percentage of men, and this is, I don't fucking know, this is a question. I'd be curious to hear people's perspectives. What percentage of adult males from the age of 20 to 50 would call the police if you walked up to them in any type of public setting and said, "Hey, motherfucker, you want to fucking go?" I'm just curious. Because that is exactly what has made our country broken. Is that so many fucking people out there are just mentally and physically weak and living in fear. And I fucking hate it. There's a couple different things he could have done that would have resolved the situation. And you guys know me, I'm a reasonable person. If I went up there and said, "Hey man, I'd like to talk to you about something." "Yeah, what's going on?" "Did you just have an altercation with a little girl?" "Yeah, I did, man. Her dog was completely out of control and it was snarling and snapping at my dog. And it didn't seem like it was acceptable to have that here in a public park with other dogs. And I told her it's probably time to take that dog home." Okay. Now you gave me your side of the story. Now we can dissect it. And now I can have a dialogue with you. All right. Or he could have said, "You know what, man, I had a bad day and I was just trying to take my dog for a walk and the dogs kind of got into it and I snapped at her a little bit. And I'm sorry, man. That was out of line. A man shouldn't snap at a 7-year-old girl. And that's my bad, bro. And I'll take ownership of that." I also would have accepted that, right? So either ownership or a dialogue you're willing to engage in, both good options. And the third option that I would have accepted is, "Hey man, can I talk to you about something that just happened a couple minutes ago with a little 7-year-old girl?" "No, I don't fucking answer questions to you. Who the fuck? Don't come up to me in a park and fucking act like you're in charge of some shit. Go fuck yourself. I'm here with my dog and I don't feel like fucking talking to you." I would have accepted that too. Now we would have been fighting. I would have knocked his fucking face off, but I would have respected it because technically it's correct. You don't fucking owe me anything. You don't know me. Fuck you. Get out of my fucking face. Any three of those approaches would have been what I consider reasonable. But nope. "Call the police. The police are coming. The police." And then he started backing away and he was saying that to me. "The police are coming. The police are coming." And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, what are you talking about? The police are coming. Do people think that's intimidating? What are you fucking talking about? And the police came and they were cool. And I fucking talked to them for 45 minutes and they already knew who I was. And we had a cool conversation. And by the end of that, they were like, "Hey, if that fucking dude talks to your kids anymore, you let us know directly and we'll handle it on our end with him." And I was like, "Cool, thank you." I mean, that's how I would foresee this going. But there weren't, and I even told them, I said, "Guys, I was on patrol for long enough to know that calls like this are a waste of everybody's fucking time. I'm going to have a conversation with him and he's fucking crying to you guys immediately instead of having just an ounce of conflict resolution inside of his own being. And they're like kind of laughing, you know, like, yeah, I know, man. It's like, that's how it goes though now. And, man, the one cop that I talked to for a long time was a cool guy. And, but here's the thing. That cop was a cool guy and he got the situation for what it was. And, it ended favorably for me. But what if it was some dipshit cop? That's like, well, you can't say something like that to someone in a park or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, let men resolve conflict as men. And what you're going to find is, culturally, it's going to make us all stronger collectively. It's a part of being a fucking human being is conflict resolution. And I honestly think, because there's no finality in conflict anymore, it leaves us stressed and it leaves us feeling unsettled and like almost unfulfilled. And I'm telling you guys, it fucking bothered me for like 2 days. There was something inside of me that just felt unresolved. Think about that. Like, how many fights did you get in as a little boy where you hated this kid because of whatever reason? And you met up after school and you punched each other in the face a bunch of times and then you shook each other's hands and you said, okay. I've had fights when I was 25 years old to go down like that. I fought this fucking dude in an alley. I've told the story on the podcast before, but I fought this dude in an alley and behind a bar in Kirkland and like fucking hammered this dude. And when we were done, he put his hand out and goes, bro, you're tough as fuck. Like, good fight. And I was actually a little apprehensive to shake his hand because I was like, dude, is he going to grab me and like fucking sucker punch me? But then I was like, you know what? We did. We fucking slugged it out. And he's telling me good fight. So I put my hand out. We shook hands. And then we walked back in the bar. And I was like, and there was an altercation inside of the bar. I'm not going to tell the whole story. But basically I said, bro, let's fucking go. He goes, let's fucking go. And we walked out back together, understanding we were going to fight, right? And if you have an altercation with someone and then it's settled and you get that out of your system, now the conflict has had its resolution and both parties are accepting of it. Win or lose, both parties understand that we had a fucking problem with each other and we fucking settled it like men and the best man won today and it's over. It's primal. You feel it inside of you. Nobody has that anymore. I shouldn't say nobody. A lot of motherfuckers don't have that anymore. And so when you go run and tell, and you're a little tattletale faggot that tells to mommy, because that's what the police are right now. These are the same kids that went and cried to mommy their whole life. And now as an adult, they go cry to the police. You don't get any fucking resolution. You just get perpetuating weakness. And that's what we have. It drives me fucking nuts. And I honestly think, I was actually thinking about this a lot. I don't know if we can turn this ship around because of how many people are wired like that. I would love to think, I talk about it all the time. I would love to think that we have enough people with enough grit and enough resolve and enough capability to turn this fucking ship around and get our country back on track, being fucking strong and being fucking savage. But then I see something like that and I'm like, oh no, that's what most Americans are. And if that's what most Americans are, good luck. We're fucked. We're fucked. If that's what most Americans are, man, we're going to be fucking just ripe for the fucking picking by one of our fucking adversaries. And I don't know when that'll be. I don't know what the long game looks like. But the fatter, weaker, fucking more compliant fucking pussy you are, that does nothing but ensure that fucking bad things are headed our way. So if you're listening and you're one of those men, pull your head out of your ass. Get the fear and fucking get it out of your mind. And understand that if you're going to interject yourself into some type of conflict, then you need to be willing to be a participant in whatever the process of resolving that conflict looks like. That might be physical. That might be verbal. But what doesn't work for any party involved is just you to grovel and pander and deny and cry. And then as soon as you get pushed outside of your comfort zone, running to fucking mommy. Pathetic. Off with that motherfucker's head. Dude, what else do we got going on now? Have you guys heard the video of that female in her patrol car? A female police officer in her patrol car saying, if I'm on the freeway, get the fuck out of my way. Get the fuck out of my way. I can go 90. You can't. Get the fuck out of my way. And I was just like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here? So I'm going to play it for you. Listen to this. It's absurd.
PSA to everyone out there. I'm speaking for myself, but I'm probably speaking for a large majority of other officers out there. If we're driving on the freeway in our police car, get the out of the way. Get the out of the way. If you merge and we follow behind you and we merge too, you're probably in trouble. The best way to find that out is get the out of the way. I can go 90 miles an hour. You can't. You can't do that. So get the out of the way. If us officers stay behind you long enough, we can find a reason to pull you over. So you might as well get the out of the way. Super simple. That's all. You're welcome. PSA to everyone out.
Can you believe that? That's a cop. If we're behind you, just get the fuck out of our way. I can go 90 miles an hour. You can't. But there's a reason this story has really resonated with me. And if you know, I've heard she was fired for it. And then one of my buddies who's a local cop, because she's in Federal Way, Washington. She's local. All right. One of my buddies that's down in Seattle still said, no, bro, she only got a week off for that. 1 week off. And so I think you guys understand why this story fucking hits home a little bit. If you're a fucking white male conservative that believes in liberty and constitutional rights, you can't say a motherfucking thing inside of your patrol car. You can't say anything. You can't say I support the Constitution. You can't say that I feel like some of the mandates that are being enforced on our citizens are tyrannical. You can't say anything that is questioning the fucking political elite class. Nope. If you're a fucking white male law enforcement officer, sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up. And if you open your trap, we're going to gig you on a bunch of different things. They got me on insubordination and a violation of the department's internet policy. Even though all you fucking pussies, all you commanders and you chiefs, you fucking pussies, behind closed doors that told me, Greg, we agree with your message. It's a good message and it's powerful. And we agree with you. You just can't say that out loud. You just can't say that out loud. And you fucking call yourself a man. I agree with you, but I don't have a fucking nutsack. I don't have balls inside of my fucking nutsack. So I'm going to just do what I'm told because I'm a good little boy and I live in a fearful fucking place and I don't have courage. I don't have resolve. I don't fucking stand for anything. I'm a coward fucking pussy that wears the badge because it pays me 6 figures. But when something actually important comes up and our citizens are relying on us, I'm a fucking little pussy. That's what you chiefs and you commanders are. Every one of you that said that to me, that's what you are. Fucking coward little bitch. But God forbid a man says that he supports constitutional freedoms and liberty and citizens' rights and wants to stand against Jay Inslee and Jenny Durkin and these fucking corrupt cocksucker politicians that are fucking inhabiting every corner of politics here in Washington State. God forbid someone does that. Fire him immediately. But then you have this stupid bitch who just thinks that it's a good idea to get on social media and berate fucking citizens and posture on them and say, I can do this. And she taps her own chest. She goes, I can drive 90 miles an hour. I can drive 90 miles an hour. And then she points at the camera and goes, you can't. I can. You can't. Shut the fuck up, you stupid cunt. With your duck lips and your bad fucking hair dye. Shut the fuck up. It's stupid cunts like you that ruin the image of the profession. And I hope someone at Federal Way listens to my fucking podcast and forwards this to her so you hear this directly, you stupid fucking cunt. People like you that think the position of a law enforcement officer somehow elevates you above the citizens in which you serve. You have special rights. You get special treatment. I can behave certain ways. I can have certain firearms. I can drive my car as fast as I want, but you can't because I'm a fucking cop. And you're not. You know what you stupid cunts that act like that are doing? You're tarnishing the profession, and what you're doing is you're widening the gap between the public's trust and the good men and women inside of the profession. Stupid fucking bitches like you make it exponentially more difficult for the good cops to have good relationships with their communities and the people in which they serve. And if your head wasn't stuck up your own fucking ass, you would understand that the number one foundational thing that you should be doing as a police officer is showing your community that you serve them and that you are a good human being. If you did those two things as a fucking cop, the profession would still be fucking celebrated. The profession would still be put on a pedestal. Little kids would look at police officers and say, man, that's my hero. That person's here to save me. I can count on that person. If I ever need someone to fucking help me or my family, that's a good human being. That used to be cops. But because some of you are entitled fucking assholes, the public looks at us with distrust and disdain. Think about that, you guys, because it's super fucking important. A lot of police officers listen to this show. I get written emails from law enforcement officers all the fucking time. And I say this all the fucking time. 95% of the people that are inside of the profession of law enforcement are good-hearted human beings. They are there for the right reasons. Now, a large number of those 95% may be good human beings, and they may have good hearts, and they may be in it for the right reasons, but they're not putting the effort in to be capable and be good at their job. But that's not what this conversation's about. Those are two different issues. I'm simply saying most of the men and women that serve in a law enforcement capacity, even the ones that are overweight, even the ones that can't shoot, even the ones that don't train at all, even the ones that are a fucking liability to get into an altercation with. There's cops I would rather get in a fight by myself than have them back me up. Even those people that are just egregiously incompetent at doing the job. Most of them are still nice people. I had lunchroom conversations with cops all the time that I wouldn't want to have my back on a fucking priority call. But I can have lunch with them and they're a nice human being. At the base level of being in the profession, you need to show your community that you're a nice human being, and you need to try and unify the profession with the community. It's a very fucking simple concept. In what fucking world did this bitch think that it was going to behoove her or her department or her community to get on her phone and bitch at citizens like you're their fucking mom? You don't have the authority to fucking speak to people like that. So I hope you get fucking fired. I hope you lose everything. But she's probably already back to work. If you're not pushing a message that's based in freedom, then you can pretty much get away with anything. And there's cops every fucking day. You know, I saw another thing. I talked about it the other week, a LGBTQ liaison officer. I saw another one where they're like, these two cops are like, come meet us at this time to talk about and discuss LGBTQ issues. And their car is painted as a rainbow. And it's like, God, dude, I don't know what happens with the profession. You know, I've talked to a lot of cops lately, and the same message is being fucking resonated from all the surrounding departments. And that is, we can't get good people anymore. No one wants to be a cop. Some departments are offering $130,000 as a fucking base salary to start, just trying to incentivize people to be cops. But people are sick of it, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I think it's important for people to realize, both in the profession and outside of the profession, what needs to change. But I just don't know if most people have the grit or the resolve to change it. You know, as I've been on 75 hard, and I've been getting in really good shape. And I told you guys when the show started, a lot of people have reached out to me asking questions about health and fitness. And a lot of people are saying the same thing to me, and it bothers me. It's troublesome. They're saying, Greg, like, it's admirable and it's awesome seeing you change. I just don't have the discipline. What are you fucking saying to yourself right now? I don't have the discipline. Do you think that my body and my brain and my mind has come inherently wired with any more or less discipline than any other human being? Discipline, what discipline means to me is that you can make a choice and then you can adhere to that choice. It doesn't mean you like it. It doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean you don't want to quit every fucking day. But it's simply saying, hey, this is what I have to do to be better. And the reason I bring this up now is because it's very applicable to the law enforcement profession. This is what we have to do to be better. These are the things. These are the steps. I could ask almost anyone. I could ask middle school kids, what do you need to do to be better? And they'd probably already have all the answers, even at 14. Eat good foods, train my body, read, stay hydrated, have good relationships with people, build your own emotional intelligence. Like I told you guys, I'm still reading that book and it's fascinating. All the things that you need to do to become a better person are overwhelmingly simple. The concept is simple, I should say. Implementation is where things get difficult. And so I want you guys to think about that. Simply making a decision and having no excuses and no exceptions, fucking period, and we start tomorrow. If I can do it, you can do it. I just read Cam Hanes' book. One message that he reiterated throughout the whole book is, everything that I've done in life, every person reading this book could do it too. I'm not special. I'm not gifted. I don't have freak genetics. I just put the time in to succeed at the things I want to succeed in. That is the formula, period. And I had a talk with one of my jiu-jitsu students last night who's kind of come to a crossroads where he's like, hey, you know what? It's time for me to get in really good shape. I've watched a lot of other guys like you and Mitch and Sean Baker and these different people that, you know, may have a following on Instagram that work out a lot and that take care of their body. He's like, well, I want that to be me now. And I was like, bro, if you make the decision today, in 6 months, it will be you. I said, you could look like a Men's Health fucking fitness magazine cover model in 6 months if you want to. It just depends on what you want, what you're willing to put the work in for. But instead of hemming and hawing and thinking like, well, fuck this, that, and that guy's lucky and that guy has good genetics, and telling yourself all these lies, because this is what the lies in your mind are doing. The lies that come into your mind are there to keep you down. And I don't understand why that mechanism exists in our brain. But if I look at a guy like George St. Pierre, who's just a phenomenal athlete, a phenomenal martial artist, great mobility, his body functions at a fucking alarmingly well rate. I could look at him and I could say, must be nice. A lucky motherfucker. Or I could look at him and say, man, that fucking dude put in endless amounts of work and look where it got him. Look where it got him. His work ethic and his discipline got him to there. Wow. What can I do to try and follow in his footsteps and become a fucking savage? What did he do that I can derive inspiration from, or that I can derive knowledge from? What are some techniques that he implemented into his life that maybe I could try? And it goes down into the mindset of abundance or the mindset of scarcity. If you're a person that looks at somebody else's success and your default is poo-pooing on it, you're embracing a mindset of scarcity. And what you're doing is you're allowing your brain to give you one more excuse why you could never be that. But that's the lie. And guys, the reason that I'm so open about this stuff is because I've been there. You know, I've been in phenomenal shape in times of my life, and then I've let myself go. And I would never be what would be considered fat by most American standards, but I've been a fat piece of shit by my standards. And I even reached a point one time where I was like, I don't think I could get fucking shredded again. I was out to breakfast with Emily Hayden, and I was talking to her about it. I was like, there's something, like, I don't know. Like, my body just doesn't do what it used to do. And I don't remember exactly how she articulated it to me, but she basically said, that's fucking bullshit. And it resonated with me. I needed to hear that. Quit being weak. Oh, my body doesn't do what I want it to do anymore. No, motherfucker, you're eating pancakes. We were at a breakfast place eating pancakes. Yet I'm saying that my body doesn't do what I want it to do? Open your fucking eyes. Quit being a fucking bitch. And, that talk actually resonated with me. And I went on a very strict diet and workout regimen. And I remember when I got back in good shape, I texted her a picture. I said, you were right. And I was fucking wrong. Because that's the truth. If you tell yourself that Cam Hanes is just better than you, or that David Goggins is just better than you, you're telling yourself a lie. And you are simply wrong. Fat doesn't just accumulate out of thin air. You don't acquire fucking adipose tissue through osmosis. You get fat from being sedentary and putting shit in your mouth. The formula, like I said, is simple. The concept is simple. Implementation is difficult. So I challenge you guys to do this. Come up with a formula. Write it out. Tell people in your life about it. And set a date that you start. But I want that date to be within 5 fucking days. Because as soon as you say, oh, well, you know what? Today's July 27th, but my sister's wedding's on August 15th. And I want to drink alcohol. You know, she only gets married once. And socially, like with her friends, I like to have a glass of wine. Shut the fuck up and take some ownership of your fucking life. Now. Is getting drunk at your sister's wedding more important than your longevity, your health, your body, your ability to father your fucking kids, your ability to protect your fucking kids? No, it's not. So shut the fuck up with the excuses. I had people tell me that are in my inner circle that are savages, that are financial savages, that are physical savages. When I told them I'm doing 75 hard, because we had a vacation planned and we went with 4 couples to Montana. And they're like, are you really not drinking on this trip because you're doing your 75 hard program? And I said, yeah, I'm really not drinking on this trip. There was nothing exceptional about that. There's nothing special about that. If you're going to commit to changing, you have to understand that change is a long process. Just like it took you a long time to get out of shape and become fucking obese, it's going to take you a long time to turn that ship around and start going the other direction and then finally get to the destination you're trying to get to. It's a long fucking process. It's going to be months. So fucking tell me when there's any several month period of time in your year where you can just not have a wedding, not have a holiday, not have a birthday, not have a vacation, not have a work party, not have some kind of fucking social event where there's going to be alcohol and yummy fucking foods. It's not going to happen. So quit using that as a fucking excuse. Oh, I'm going to start in 10 weeks because, you know, coming up in 8 weeks, there's this or that. No, you're telling yourself a lie. And you're perpetuating your weakness, and you're perpetuating your undisciplined life. And what you're doing is you're just kicking the can down the road. Because guess what, motherfucker? 8 weeks from now, when that fucking start date is looming, you're going to come up with some other excuse. Oh, well, fuck, dude, I didn't realize this, but I got a trip to Vegas planned with my boys and blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Quit making excuses. And guys, I'm telling you, commit to fucking 2 months. You can't commit to being disciplined for 2 months of your fucking life? How is that even possible? 2 months is gone before you fucking know it. And you can take 2 months of your life and say, I'm going to drink water and I'm going to eat meats and fruits, and that's fucking it. And I'm not having any alcohol, and that's what I'm doing. It's not up for debate. And if you find yourself sitting in bed saying, oh, fuck, dude, a piece of pizza sounds so good. I just want one piece of pizza. You are focusing on losing, and you're putting energy towards losing. Instead, say, you know what? I'm fucking kind of hungry right now, but I'm just going to endure, and I'm going to feel this hunger. Feeling hunger is actually kind of, I'm coming to a point where I kind of enjoy it a little bit. I know that might sound crazy, but when our fucking stomachs are fucking packed full of food for fucking 30 years, we just come to a new baseline of this is how I should feel. That is not the authentic human experience. We are supposed to go through periods of time of feast and famine. And once you understand, you know what, I don't really need food like I used to think that I did, it's actually very simple. I don't need to eat. I'm actually fine. Now, obviously, food is yummy. Food is fun. Food is good. I get all that. But if you've let the yumminess and the funness and the social aspect of your food to build you into somebody that is fat and weak and slow and incapable, you got to ask yourself, is that yumminess worth it? If you don't like taking your shirt off when you're at the pool because you're self-conscious, is that yumminess worth it? I don't care how I look. I'm not vain like you. Again, shut the fuck up, because this is the truth about how you look. How you look impacts how you feel. Not only the physical way in which your body feels, but also emotionally, how you feel about yourself. If you feel good about yourself, you are going to operate from a place of contentness, and you're going to operate in a place where you are more emotionally capable to succeed. If you are not happy with yourself, if you look in the mirror and you hate what you see, that's dark. And I've been there. Now, what I hate and what somebody else hates, those might be two different things, right? But if the person that you look and you see in the mirror and you say, I'm proud of that motherfucker. Yeah. That fucking dude has gotten after it, and it fucking shows. If that's who you are, I promise you, everything else starts to flow and operate a little smoother. It's been fucking rad for the last couple months watching myself transform in dramatic fashion. And I posted update on Instagram, and it was when was it? Let's see here. 5 days ago. So July 22nd, I posted a side-by-side of my first 36 days of dieting, and I'm fucking proud of myself. And you can say that, and you can be proud of yourself. You should be. If you're embarking on a journey and the journey's going the way that you want it, you should be proud of yourself, and you should feel good about it. But I'm not up here fucking boasting about how fucking awesome I'm doing. I'm saying, go do something awesome too. Because you're going to find, if you adhere to the rules and the standards that you set for yourself, before too long, a relatively short period of time, you're going to be extremely proud of who the fuck you are. And when we're fucking proud of who we are, guess what that means? That means we cannot be controlled. That means we are not compliant. That means we are not weak and fat and stupid like they fucking want us to. And so a couple more things I want to talk about before we wrap this up, because we're already at an hour, but this is a perfect segue, is some stupid fucking journalist cunt named Zoe Williams. Who's Zoe Williams? Oh, she's a journalist for fucking some columnist and some author for various newspapers. And it's like The Guardian. She's employed by The Guardian. And she posted this the other day, and it said, "Do you boast about your fitness? Watch out. You'll unavoidably become right-wing." And her face looks like an old fucking shoe that's been fucking left out in the dirt and the rain for a week. Just a hideous looking bitch. Shocking that somebody that is poo-pooing on fitness looks like her. Looks like she needs to wash her fucking hair. She looks all greasy, but she just has that stupid fucking liberal stare. And then she says, "I'm not sure what exercise does for your body, but I do know what it does to your personality, and it's not pretty." Okay, everybody stop exercising because stupid liberal cunt Zoe Williams thinks that it makes you right-wing. You know why exercise makes you right-wing? Because exercise grounds you in reality, you stupid fucking bitch. When I have to run 1 mile and the time is 7 minutes or less, that is reality. When I go to jiu-jitsu and I slap and bump with Tyler Stanaway and I don't keep that motherfucker off my back, because if he gets on my back, I'm going to have a bad night. That's reality. When I'm trying to move a certain amount of weight around, I either can or I can't. Exercise, fitness, martial arts, running, they ground you in reality because it shows you where you are, but more importantly, it shows you where you are not. It shows you your limits. It shows you your weakness. It shines a spotlight on the holes in your game. And it lets you know where you're strong, and it lets you know where you're fucking weak. And knowing where you're weak helps you understand what areas of your life you need to focus on and you need to put effort and energy into to fucking make up for those shortcomings. And when you're grounded in reality and you have an understanding of your shortcomings and you have an understanding of what you need to do to get better and put those shortcomings in the fucking rearview mirror, you're going to be someone that's probably leans to the right and is conservative, because our movement is based in fucking reality. You don't just get to be whatever you want, be whoever you want. Be fat and healthy. Be a man, but be a woman. Be black, but say that you're white. Like all this weird bullshit. Their whole fucking movement is based in bullshit. And it's based in bullshit to the point where now they even say your fitness. If you think being fit's important, it's because you're right wing. Well, guess what? Guess what, bitch? You're right. We are fucking fit. We are wild. We are capable. And we are right wing. And you know why? Because it is the correct path to be on, because our fucking day-to-day activities, our day-to-day lives, our interactions with other people aren't all these fabricated lies and bullshit. They're grounded in reality. Reality being fucking working in the trades, raising your fucking family, persevering through hardships, figuring out ways to fucking be financially successful, and grinding and grinding and grinding until you're better and until you fucking succeed. That's what our movement's based in. But your movement's based in being a victim. Nothing's your fault. Nothing's fair. Anytime something doesn't work out, point the finger to the point where this ugly cunt is saying, watch out. You'll unavoidably become right wing if you become fit. The number one killer in the world is arterial sclerosis and heart disease from your body fucking dying from being fat and weak. The number one killer. But if you say you should be fit and strong, you're a right-wing wacko. So think about that, guys. Is this left ideology is their head just so far up their own fucking ass that anything and everything has to be attacked if it makes you a better person? Or is it simply by design? She's in the press. She's part of The Guardian. So do what you can to make sure everybody stays fat, weak, and compliant. Your overlords don't want a bunch of wild motherfuckers. Your overlords want a bunch of fat, weak pussies that do what they're told. Well, I got news for you, Zoe. Take your fat, weak narrative and shove it up your pussy that never gets fucked by a man. Because we're not buying it. We don't want to fucking hear it. I wouldn't fuck her with somebody else's dick. And a lifetime of being that miserable woman makes her hate men like us. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take that all day. Because that lets you know we're doing something right. That's all I got for today, guys. You know, I kind of went on a rant about pussies. But if we don't fucking do something about it, that's going to be what causes us to lose. Get out there. I want every one of you guys listening that looks in the mirror and is not happy with what you see to set a date within a week. Just go fucking do it. Whatever excuse you have in your head right now, well, Greg doesn't understand that I got this. Greg doesn't understand that I got, I got to be up at 4:30 in the morning and I don't get home. To shut the fuck up with all of that. Whatever your grind is, whatever your schedule is, whatever your fucking social life is, I've walked that path too. Prioritize yourself. Prioritize yourself right now and commit to 60 days. If you can't commit to 60 days, unsubscribe from this fucking channel because I'm sick of talking to you. 60 days of your life to be disciplined, to be willing to adhere to the rules that you set for yourself. If you want to make it overwhelmingly simple, go do 75 hard. You can read all about it and it's right there for you to see. And you can download the app and you can track the progress. But that's not for everybody. There is no one size fits all approach to health, fitness, and capability. So figure out what you need to fucking do and fix it. I'm looking at the clock and the calendar. It's July 27th, August 27th, September 27th. I want fucking emails coming in on September 27th talking about the success that you guys are having. We need this. Our community of good-hearted people that are trying to do the right thing has been under attack for years, but certainly for 24 months, under attack more than it's ever been in our lives. If you don't think the time is now to get your shit together, you are wrong. Prioritize yourself and let me know about your success. Anything less is fucking unacceptable.